Hi everybody, welcome. It's Lois with Lois Keepsakes and Creation, and today I'm here to share some answers with some questions. The last video I put up was my 2024 composition book into a Shabby Journal. So I had a lot of great feedback. Thank you guys so much. Brand new subscribers, I want to welcome you guys. I'm so super excited. I really am, and I know that I'm not one to put out a lot of videos, but I'm hoping that this year will be a lot different, and I want to engage with more of my subscribers as my channel is growing. So that came into this play is that once a week I'll be posting a video at the end of the week that says Q&A. It's Q&A time, so it's time for some answers, and I'm going to get to the most important questions. This is what everybody had asked. Everybody wants to know, what is this on the top of my journal here, my composition book, and as well as I did it to the back side too as well. Now what I did is before you apply the cover to your composition book, I took and I cut out a piece of acetate that was the same diameter as the cover. And then I just made a slit in here by just drawing and kind of making it to where I felt comfortable. I can stick things in there. So this serves as a little pocket right here. So what I did is I first printed up my cardstock. Okay, print using digitals. And this digital that I used for this year's journal was Victorian Roses by Val Crafts and Creations. I will link her videos and her YouTube channel below for you guys, and also to give you a link as to where you can purchase this beautiful digital. But so anyway, it goes in several steps. It doesn't matter what you want on your cover. You can simply cover it up with acetate. You can cover it up with beautiful lace over the top or whatever. I just like the acetate on top because sometimes I might lay my journal down not knowing that I've set it in some water or dampness. Well, see, that would change the digital and it would wash it out because I'm printing with an inkjet printer. So, yeah, inks. Yeah, because I have an Epsom with the Acetate, so I put in the ink. So that means that when my cardstock might get wet, it's going to push the color out of the paper, and you can see it. So it'll be kind of like, I guess, you know, water damaged. But that's why I like putting the acetate on mine. Now, I will say is that I bought mine off of Amazon, and I bought it in, sorry for the glare, guys, but I bought it in 12 by 12 sheets. Now, I'll have the link down below, and I'll show you. It's not very thick at all. I mean, it's very flimsy, but it's also not going to rip when you use it. So see, I mean, it's pretty flimsy. So, you know, I use the sewing needle in my sewing machine, because that'll probably be the next one. I went to the sewing and the quilting place here in our town, and I asked her, I said, what is the most strongest needle you have but have a tiny end to it? So she showed me needles that were made for sewing blue jeans. So ever since I've had that needle in there, I love it. I went back and bought more, so I keep using that one. So because, you know, you never know whether you're going to sew into glue or sew into tape. I mean, you've got to be able to go through the layers in order to sew the acetate on top. So that I do recommend that you know, kind of check out what the weight of your needle is, because you don't want to put something in that's for thin fabric and then you sew and you're going to break your needle. So that part I would test out first before you go into doing the sewing on cardstock. Now I use, for the outside cover, I used the cardstock from our store here, which is like 110 pounds, is what I use. And my printer prints out with it fine, and I love it because I can put 2 pieces together, and then I've got 220 pound weight that's not going to be torn or going anywhere. So I would probably say that if you were going to sew this on paper and then glue it to the book, that the paper is going to start warping from all of the glue. So that's what I suggest, is that you use cardstock to put on top of your composition book. Now, I did put fabric on mine first. I like that because, you know, it's shabby and we want to just make it look pretty, don't we? So I kind of just, I go into my stash and whatever comes out, I pull it and I put it on my composition books, and I just absolutely love it. So, but yeah, so this paper was Victorian Roses, and Val did a wonderful, beautiful job on them. So y'all get over there and go get the digital. She's got it listed right now for sale, and she'll be glad to take good care of you guys. Okay, so so we have the acetate out of the problem. Okay, and then I talked about the needles. So also too, somebody wanted to know about what am I putting as far as, I think I did a couple of things using some markers. Okay. All right. And some had asked about the markers. Now, these 2 envelopes were made using the markers. So, and I kind of just put some on a plate and then took my fingernail and just kind of rubbed it in various places. So that's what I did. And also too, for the wax seal, I used some of the gold that come off of the pen to pop out that flower so we can better see it. So, and I would think that if you put some eyeshadow on there, and you could really come up with a bunch of different ways to do that. But yeah, so that's what I did for those. Now, some had asked, what did I do for the edges of my cardstock? How did I get them to have the gold on them? Well, what I simply did is, I have a piece over here, but I wanted to show you guys. This is using Heidi Swaps, and this is for the Mink machine, which is hot, and it transfers over to your paper. So there was a wonderful lady that I watch very much often, all the time. As soon as she comes out with the video, I'm always right there. I've got to watch her videos. But Jennifer Harrison, she had actually showed this trick a few years back. So I'll link her video there where she does some of this with the foiling of this paper. And I'll let you go to that video so you can see that. Now what she did, and I'll just do it for this one, I use the Gorilla glue stick. And what I do is I take my glue and I'm running around the edge of it just so slightly, just as if I was distressing it. Okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to put your paper on it where you inked it, and then you're just going to slightly press it down. Now, I will give you a little trick. The more you wait for a few seconds and let that glue dry, the more you're going to get on your card. Well, that one didn't work out. Let's see. I didn't even, let's see. Well, we'll redo this. So you're just going to do it just like this, like you're just stressing the edges. And you just want just a little bit of glue on there. And then you're going to lay it on top of your foil on top of the glue. And then you're just going to press down. Now, I'll tell you a little trick. The little bit of more seconds you wait, the better that it's going to adhere. Try and give your glue just a little bit to dry. Now, all I'm doing right here is with my fingernail, I'm just bringing in just a little bit of lines, just because I want it to look like it was distressed. And we'll pull that off, and voila. That's what you have. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. So it just adds just like a little bling to it. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of shimmer or something. But I have this one, a rose gold. This one is rose gold, and then I have a pink one. But yeah, so that's what you do there. And then of course you want to put this to a side so it can dry, because what foil didn't adhere to some of the oil, some of the glue that's on the paper, it's still wet. So just lay this to a side so it can dry. And then just save your little foil piece. I mean, you don't have to get foil all over it. You can make it distressed, kind of like where it's in different places. Because that's why I just kind of save it right next to me. So that way, if I see something I want to bling it up real quick, we'll grab the foil and grab your glue, and bam, then you've got a beautiful card. Something different, huh? Something fast and something different. Now, like I said, I'll show you this one right here. Let's put gold on this one. Now, all I did was just kind of go over the top of the brazed letter from the wax, and this is all I did. Made with love. Kind of work it down into those grooves, and then this one I'm just going to finish up with the gold on it, because it has this little gold ring, or it has a ring on it, sorry. And then we'll do it just like that. Just like that. That's how that was done. Is my camera gonna focus? See, made with love. And that's all I did. Okay, so that's done, and of course you'll have to wait for that to dry too as well. Let's see. I'll do the acetate link below. I'll just link some of these pens down below. Or, like what I said, just go to your makeup box and grab some white eyeshadow and then put it on there, and I think it would look really pretty, to be honest with you. Okay, so, okay, so like for this one, for instance, because I know this is a composition book and we're talking about the structure of the book and how we put it together and everything. But I love using acetate. I really do. It is a bonus in your journaling, because you get to see the background and display something else on the other side. So it's a win-win. To me it is. But what I'm working on right now is I'm doing a design team project using sunflowers. And what I've done here is I've used acetate inside this. This is going to be a paperback file folder, and I'm doing the soft spine on it. So I've already put it together where it's sewed in, but now I've got to come back over and put my cloth on top of my spine. But I just wanted to show you that I use acetate for a lot of things. So, like for this one right here, this has 3 signatures in it. And see, I used it as a full tab. Is that not gorgeous? And then you could put like all kinds of flowers down through here, like in the other side of the file folder where you see where I've stitched it. I mean, this could be simply put another piece of cardstock on it, or a real nice piece of lacy, flat lace or something, you know, something like that you could put on there that would be flat, you know, and that would look really pretty. Like say if we wanted to cover up the sewing. So we would put it on there like that, and then when you flip it over, look at that. Is that not gorgeous? I mean, I just think that that's a win-win, and that looks super awesome. So yeah, so experiment with your acetate, work on the needle for your sewing machine. And if you don't have a sewing machine and you can't sew, I would suggest that I've done acetate many ways. Double-sided tape and glue. I've done white glue, clear glue, all of it. And I find it more frustrating that I come back to it later and it's lifted. Acetate is just what it is. I mean, it's plastic and hardly nothing glues to it, you know. So I mean, other than like the people that make noodles and stuff, I mean, they obviously have the good glue to put the acetate with the cardboard. But in a real world, and it's crafty, it's beautiful, it's shabby, we're just gonna sew. And if you don't have a sewing machine, I mean, you can always take and you could put these together with fasteners that you put through, and then you spread out its little legs and you glue it, and that'll help secure it and keep it there. So you always want to have a real good binding to the acetate, but also too, if you have to double the reinforcement, then that'll be just fine. Me, for myself, I just sew it with the sewing machine. Shh. Sorry, guys. But for me, I just sew it with my sewing machine, and I love to sew on paper. That's just it. I'm not a seamstress. I barely put sewed buttons back on my husband's pants. I barely do that, and he'll tell you that. I don't sew. I sew paper, and I love to sew paper. So just, you know, just mess with the acetate and see what you could come up with. I mean, you could come up with a real beautiful window here, and you can glue it to that and then stick another piece of cardstock on it, and of course you would have the see-through window. So you could do it like that too as well. So okay, so I guess that's gonna be it for now, you guys. Like I said, if you have any questions, just let me know. But yeah, so let's get to crafting, shall we? And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.